I hate this sticky stuff they put on here with these labels. If it's not a good label, then they don't come off very well. So right now I'm doing a cup. It's kind of annoying because the only tape I have is this one that's cut and set to this size. But it's just more work, but it still works fine. So then I'll wrap this around where they meet. So then when I put it in the engraver, that's not tight enough. I got my two lines. My two lines to know where my engraving needs to start and the size of it, and then it's good. So this one's fine. So now I'm checking the alignment to make sure it's good. I think it's off by a teeny tiny bit. Also, let me know if this audio sounds better because I have a new setup for the mics. One, two. That's probably about fine. So then I'll now run an actual alignment to see where it's going to be. It'll be right there. And I can run that cup. So now I'm going to start it. Obviously, I only have one computer, so it's a streaming computer and the opposite. So now what I'll do is I'll grab the boxes, which I have multiple views of this stuff, but that pile right there, this is all the cups I got to get done today or tonight. These are all the signs I already have done. I have 3. I have some more acrylic and some wood I have to get done tomorrow. But that should be fine because it's not really that hard. Acrylic's a lot easier than tumbler, in my opinion. I'm keeping the stickers, which I normally don't for people. But, like I said, this stuff, the stick on here sucks. It's hard to get off clean on the Arctic versus the Yeti comes off pretty good. I guess if you pull it extremely slow, oh, nope. I tried using a Goo Gone or a Clorox or any of it earlier, and it leaves a residue. I guess that one came off alright. See, this is the thing that stinks, is I can't start the next one because I need my my tape. I could have a whole bunch of different tapes, but then you have the issue of a million different tapes, 4 different size cups. I also am leaving the stickers on because then it's just a lot more work to take it off. It's not my cup. Maybe someone else has an easier way to take it off. I'm gonna check the audio. Laser. So is there no audio at all? I don't think there is, which isn't cool. Shows that there's audio, but let me... Hello. It shows that there's audio on my end, so maybe there is audio. So like I said, I can't start the next cups until I get these ones, that one done, which it shouldn't take that long. I'm gonna go +5 on the dB. See if that helps with the audio. And then I'm gonna actually turn it up here, and we'll see how that sounds. Each of these cuts takes about 4 minutes. So it's really not that bad. Go to 10, test that out. Because I don't have a board, so I'm not adjusting on the fly. But that next cut right there is almost done. Actually is done. I wish they had a auto off of the fan right after. So now I can go pull that. So I'll run this to the left, get out of the way. That looks pretty good. The worst thing about this is you need to, or what I need to do is I need to drill down the chuck. I got a couple holes on the backside, so that I will hold it in the same spot for every single time. That doesn't look terrible. Let me go grab the spray, spray it off. So I have this spray and this cup, or the spray, the cup. Basically what I'll do, I'm going to peel off this, lay it down. I could do this over a sink, but then I'd have to walk away. And if I get a good wipe down, it comes out pretty good, although I think, so I changed that from 500 to, or from 1,000 to 500. They're about the same, but 500 DPI versus 1,000 DPI, and I think I like the 1,000 more. I have to look at them side by side. I mean, in the grand scheme, it might be off by, yeah, you can see it in certain spots like the N and the E. You won't be able to see it on the camera because it's just too small, but I can tell, and it's kind of annoying. But that does mean that each cut's going to take a little bit longer, which is fine. At the end of the day, if it comes out better, that's what I'm looking to have happen. So then, now this one's done, I'll be able to throw the sticker back in, throw it back in the bag, and then drop it back in the box. And then I'll go put it back over in my done pile. This one's the first one. I'm going to now put that one away since I know what the 1,000 versus the 500 looks like. And then I will start the next cut. The reason why I do this thing is it actually makes it more, it makes it much quicker, in my opinion. You have one tape that basically you align. You get your perfect measurements that you want. And then it's kind of tough to get going and talk. Words are hard sometimes. So then I start the one side like that. I'll wrap it around. And then realistically, I should just grab another piece of tape. And then throw it over top. So then it's kind of tough one-handed. Some of these cups might not be 100% perfect. I mean, but they're going to be damn close. This tape will stretch out just a little bit as I'm using it. Oh no. Let's go that way. Maybe if I went righty-tighty, lefty-loosey, I'd be fine. Always make sure that your unit's pushed all the way to the right. So then I will come in, I will realign. We're about there. I'm going to do a alignment check just because I think I'm a little far to the right. Yeah, I am. It's closer to that. One, two. One, two. Let's go out. I think the happy place is right there. So I'm actually going to test a little bit higher power. I don't want to burn it. That one came out pretty good. I'm going to go back to, let's do 49 power. We'll sync it. And then I'm going to send it to the machine. And then it should start. I will say the chuck is much better than the opposite. The roller probably isn't bad, but I mean, I don't know. It really depends what machine you're using. I heard that the roller for the Thunder is great. But I'm not using a Thunder. I'm using a completely different machine that, in my opinion, is not as good. Thunder would be way better. But I'm not there yet. I'm hoping I'll have a Thunder by the end of the year. Hopefully a couple months, actually. Now I will get the next cup out. What did I do with my bag for that one? Oh, did I throw it away? Nope. I don't know. It's good to have them in the bags, but it's also not 100% necessary. I probably dropped it on the ground somewhere. It also is nice having headphones on while streaming, because talking to yourself can get pretty boring. Put that bag back in there. If anyone joins and they have questions, don't hesitate. I'm looking to answer questions for people that they're in the market for a laser, because I know what I did and what I would want to do differently. Because buying a laser is tough. It's a very large investment. Don't get me wrong. My opinion, based off last year, is that you can make your money pretty quick. I wouldn't say quick. Quick is relative, obviously. But if you can make your money back within the year on a $7,000-8,000 machine, or get close to it, I think you did a good job that year. And that's what my goal is to continue to do, to buy a bigger machine that's faster, better, and makes my workload a little bit easier, so that I'm not basically sitting on not making money. I mean, at the end of the day, the reason we do it is to make money. See, my concern is running it too hot or too high of power to burn. I did some cups for a family member, and some of them burned. It was too high of power, and it's you don't want to do that. Obviously, you want to have the least amount of screw up. So I do have an Excel sheet of all my cut speeds and all my everything. But for some reason, sometimes you forget to put the perfect settings in after you figure it out, and then you go to do that next cut of a different item or that engraving, and they're screwed up, so now you screwed that that project up. Now, you can generally clean a burned cup pretty well, but it's not going to have that sheen like this. I would even say that my cups, when I'm engraving them, don't have that beautiful, like it was polished at the warehouse. I don't know if maybe it's the settings, maybe it's a million different things, but it is tough to get. Changing it to a higher DPI, it is significantly slower. Each cut takes 6 minutes, which isn't, in the grand scheme, isn't terrible. But I feel like when you get that bigger machine that's a little bit faster, you can trust it more to then engrave faster and know it's going to be done right. There's times that this machine will, I won't say it will crap out, but you'll get like a random, maybe it's my house, maybe it's something, a random, almost like the power isn't great going to the machine, and the power supply, maybe the power supply is bad, I don't know. Almost like a power surge where it'll cut great, and then all of a sudden you'll get like a little gap that's screwed up for some reason. I can't explain it. Don't get me wrong, maybe I'm probably running too much stuff in my house for the old knob and tube wiring, but I mean, I'm not going to rewire the whole house for something I'm not going to be here super long, or not, hopefully not much longer. And the worst thing about this is there's not much I can do in between cuts other than just wait for the machine. That's why having a better quality machine, a faster machine, is beneficial, because you have less time in between cuts, rather than like myself, I have to sit here and I'm basically waiting on the machine. If anything, I want a machine that is faster than me, so that I'm not waiting on the machine's waiting on me. But you live and you learn. It's one of those things that I bought this machine thinking it was going to be great. I didn't realize that Thunder had a machine that was just a couple $1,000s more that I could have bought and got a better machine. It's one. I mean, we spent $7,000 on this machine. We are in a weird predicament because our first machine was garbage. We had to send that back, so they would only give us store credit, or we lost a ton of money. But if I would have had more information, a better community, knew more about lasers, then I could have found out that a Thunder small machine, either Nova 6 or a Mini 60 or a Nova 24, was about $7,000. I would be fine. It would also be a bigger machine. Let me see if I can look up Thunder's pricing. A Nova 24 is $8,140. That one just went up in price. They changed their pricing scheme this year. The Mini 60, which it's limited, but it's also probably just as good as this machine that I'm using, if not better. Actually, no. Let me restate that. I would say it's definitely better, because Thunder makes a better machine, and you use light burn. It's only $4,500. Right now, I'm trying to sell my machine for I have it listed for $3,250. The goal is to sell it for about $3,000, so then I can put that money towards my next machine, which will be the Nova 50. It will be the Nova 51. And that's $13,000, almost $13,500. But hopefully, like I said, that's 6 months-ish out of the way, or 6 months down the road. That would mean I'd have to order it and forward to have it by June-ish. It looks like they're about 2 months, month and a half out, 2 months out of delivery. Which I did get approved for purchasing the machine for a loan, but APR is outrageous right now. So that sucks. A $13,000 machine would end up costing me $20,000 if I took the whole 6-7 years to pay it off. Now, I probably won't. It will probably only be, hopefully 3, but that's still $1,000 or $2 more than the machine actually cost. If we really pushed it, we could probably get it done in 1.5 to 2, but then you don't have any money to grow the business, and unfortunately that's what you need too. But with that, I mean, there's so many different options. With that, you have a bigger machine that you can do bigger jobs, that you can also sell things for more money. Which is nice. So this year, the reason we're doing the cups is my grandfather passed away. This is a Lions Club International event we put on. It's a wild game dinner. A lot of people in my area are hunters, so it is a very popular event. It raises a lot of money for the community, for them to give back, and it's also just a fun overall event. But every year they do the event, and it's very tough to find gifts. So what the hell are you going to buy year after year? They've been doing it for 13 years, 14 years. So it's easy to say, hey, can you laser engrave X, Y, and Z? And we can give away some branded cups. Because at the end of the day, these cups are fairly cheap. I didn't have to pay for the actual cups out of my pocket up front. I just get paid to engrave them. So this time, I've run it twice now, or 3 times. I want to check my autofocus level. You get that little puck you put under, go up, you'll go down, hit the puck, and that's to make sure it's at the right focal length. And then we'll do what we've done past couple times. Two, 1, 2. I would say that's good again. The only thing that's not perfect time after time is the left to right, or the top to bottom adjustment, because with Thunders or with the Muses software, it's more difficult to make sure it's perfect every single time. That's just a software thing that I can't really control. Let's see. I'm going to spray this off, or wipe it off. Make sure there's no adjusting. No, I think 49 power looks pretty good. I guess I should pull this up. that's the design. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's not perfect. It wasn't my favorite design I've made, but I think it came out good, and that power setting, I think, was better than 48. I almost think it could go to 50 again, but 50 looked like it burned. I'm gonna leave these out so I can wash them. But they are beer can koozies, so odds are you're not drinking out of them. So now the next one is aligned in there. Let's start it. Let me make sure ADHD moment kicks in and you forget that you already aligned it. So now I'll just hit start. I wish I had a little sink in this area so that I had something I could physically wash without. I do have a sink, but it's around the corner, and when you're live streaming, you don't really want to walk away. That is the next one. Put that there. If you can make this process quick, between jobs, between cups, realistically, if I had a couple of those little stickers or those little tapes, I could get up, go grab the other one, take it off, start the next one, and keep going. But I guess I'll know that for next time. I can order more things if I need them, or when I need them, I guess, because I will need them. Again, these just don't want to come off very well. But if anyone has any questions, I know it's literally just me watching, but I can answer any of them. Next for this, I have to do a live edge piece. I guess let me switch cameras. This, it's going to have the design I came up with. This one's a long cut. It's also, it's tough. Let me open it up. It's mainly tough because you have two different. I'm gonna have to rewatch this back to see how the audio comes out. You got this grain on the front, which that one looks cool. It's got the thick border. You can see the bark from this side, but then you have this side, which gives you much larger of an area, but it's also not as cool from the front. This one is probably the side that you have to go with, or I have to go with, and then I'd probably do it that way. I think that will give it the best look. But those boards on Amazon are, in my opinion, they were very reasonable. They're $30, so they are expensive. Don't get me wrong. If I had my own trees I could cut down and mill them, I would, but I don't have that. So until then, I'm going to either buy off Facebook Marketplace, which wouldn't be a bad spot, but I just haven't done it yet, or I'm going to continue buying from them. Inflation made them a little more expensive. When I first bought them, they were $25. I normally still sell them for $60, 65, 70. It really depends on what goes into it. But if it has staining and they want a clear coat on it and stuff like that, it's closer to 75, 80. But then if it's just the board with a predetermined design, it's a little bit cheaper. It really depends. I'm hoping this audio works a lot better than the normal audio. Before we were using a little a mic. Now I have a lapel here that I can talk into. It would be nice if it was this loud all the time. Maybe I'll have to get a mic that clips into my beard so I can just talk into it. But I think this will be better. It gives me free reign to not worry about audio, to walk over to the laser, to then walk back over here, and I'm just always connected to the audio. Now I could probably turn the volume up more, the gain up. There's not a ton of settings you have in OBS. But I mean, you have some on the device. I just don't know how it's going to sound until I re-listen to it. I'll probably only run this live stream for an hour. At the 1 hour mark, I probably still won't have anyone. Maybe I'm starting the live streams too early. Maybe I should do them more at night. Maybe that's what I do later. I don't know. Maybe that's what... I know we're going to do a live stream for Charlie the Plumber this weekend. Potentially Friday. Maybe do a little live stream tomorrow. I'm not really sure what's going to happen. Like I said, this is prep for the wild game dinner. I have today and tomorrow off. I have a lot more stuff to get done, but tomorrow I think I'm going to be pretty productive and kind of go from there. Who knows? Oh. I did change my... You can't see it on the big camera, but this... I have a monitor up top, monitor down below, because when I come down here, I like to watch YouTube videos, and where did my face cam go? So yeah, I got the dual screen, but I don't know, I want to get maybe a dock for my MacBook so that I can then run everything off my MacBook, but then have two displays, something along that nature, because I like the portability of the Mac, but also I would rather have a nice desk setup where I can it be more functional than not. Right now it's cluttered in a sense, but not too terrible, and I just like gadgets. That's why I got this, the new mics. I'm hoping when we go to Wild Game Dinner that this will also generate maybe some sales. It's hard because we don't have business cards. We haven't done some of the key things we need to get done. That was Shelby's job. She's kind of been busy, in a sense, I would say. But eventually we're going to get the business cards. Then when we go to events like this, or we sell something like a cup, we can slide the business card in it. They'll have it, have our phone number, and kind of hopefully reach out to us and want to buy something. But I don't want to be filled with hopium. I was always told, wish in one hand, shit in another, see which one gets filled first. The wish hand doesn't get filled most of the time. I was also when I was setting up the stream today, I was having issues where I was trying to listen to music while also having the wireless mics, while also having the Bluetooth, where my internet was going crazy. It was terrible. It would drop, it would pick back up, drop, pick back up. I initially planned on starting closer to 4:45, but that didn't happen. I had to figure it out. Now I have the headphones running off the other computer, and then the mic obviously running off the computer that I need it to run off for the live stream. So I have 2 minutes left on this cup. The timer is never correct. More times than not, it is off by 30 seconds to probably a minute. If it's a long cut, it has no idea how long it needs to be done. But, like I said, I don't expect much from this machine after having it for some time. I know I do have to have the Thunder before next year because the prices keep going up. And that kind of sucks. I could have saved over $1,000. I will say that I'm not thrilled with the Thunder agent that I talked to, or the sales agent, because when I called him, I said, hey, I'm looking at a laser. This is a couple days before New Year's Eve, and I said, I want to buy a machine. Can you tell me how much price is going up? I know I saw the posting on the website. And he said, well, I think it's only going to be a couple $100. It shouldn't be that big of a deal. And me and Shelby had the conversation. If it's under 1,000, I'm not worried about it. If it's 500, 600, cool, I'll still buy it tomorrow. But then the new year came, and it was 1,200, which I wasn't too thrilled about. But that's what happens when you don't have the money up front. You don't have a perfect savings where I could just tap in and take $14,000 out. At the end of the day, I don't think it's ever worth pulling from 401k, just because you never know what's going to happen in life. And so now we pay a little bit more, which means we charge a little bit more, which means hopefully people still buy. I would say the hardest thing, though, about this whole situation, the laser engraving, is the online, the selling. Where do you go to sell? At the end of the day, to still get people that organically go to your website, do anything like that, because really the only place you can go is Etsy. But Etsy is kind of ridiculous. These, in my opinion, they are expensive. Their ads don't generally work. Maybe it's me. I have no idea. But I know when I post on there, I'll run ads. I've done the experiment of putting the $50 a day ads, and the most it will spend is $4 or $5. I guess what I should do is I should run a $50 day once and put every single ad for every single item that we sell on there and see how that does. Because when you do it for 1 or 2 items, you'll spend $3, $4 a day, which is good, that you're not spending a ton, and you'll get a good amount of clicks. But I don't know, it's tough to know if you're spending the right amount in ads while also not overspending. And wasting your money. Back this way. Turn down that head speed a little bit so you can want to... Let's come back a little bit. I will say, I like the 1.5" lens so much more. It's overall, it's just a nicer engraving. Now, I can't really say much because I'm sure the 2" you wouldn't be able to notice a thing between how it's cutting on this one and what it would cut at. But yeah, see, those are coming out. I do want to get some stainless polish to really polish them up. But I think they come out pretty good. The reason we went with the almost curved everything logo is because it makes it easier to... Wish I had... Let me get it. Where did it go? That's dog toys I'm squeaking on. Right there. Make sure it's centered. It might be off by 1 millimeter going one way to the other. Yeah, it's off by maybe 2. But it's pretty damn close to centered. No one would notice, just me. Because that's how I am. I want the perfect items to come out every single time, and after 1 year of doing this, I can't expect perfection every single time I do it. It's hard to be perfect, and the OCD bothers me when I'm not. Well, we're at 53 minutes, so I'll probably get one more cup because no one's popped in, really. So I'm going to do one more on the stream, re-listen to the audio, make sure it sounds good, and then that's that one. This one can go in, that can go there. And then I have 10 more to do. 10 more at about 10 minutes a cup, which is ridiculous. That's why this machine needs to get upgraded. But 10 minutes a cup, I have an hour and a half, which means YouTube videos and or listening to music while I sit here. If there's anyone that wants to see anything specific on the channel, eventually I'm going to get back into the mode of editing our content. I am editing a video from my Colombia trip, which it was a good trip, but I want to get the video up and posted before I start shooting any STLC stuff. Just because you got to go. For me, I want to go in order with videos, and that one was a huge trip. It was fun. It has some cool cultural things that I never have experienced going to other countries. So I think it will be a good video. But I started editing that last night. It's going to be a long video because how do you break it up when you didn't talk in every video and blah, blah, blah. So yeah, it's going to be a long one, but that should be posted within about a week, week and a half. I will say, listening to music on the stream makes it way better, for me at least. When you're sitting here bored as can be, no one's asking questions, no one's popping in, it's hard to just sit here and try being entertaining, also doing your work and getting it done right, while also then entertaining in some sort of way. So, I'll do the best I can. Whatever. Oh, I much rather do I'm not a huge fan of the cups. I'm not at all. Maybe it's just this machine. Maybe a different machine would be more enjoying because it would be less work. Realistically, if I was smart, I would buy cups that don't have logos on them. No Arctic, no Yeti, nothing like that. So you don't have to worry about alignment. I see some people that literally will just throw the cup in there, even if it is a Yeti cup or an Arctic cup, and they don't care that it's not centered over their logo, the Arctic or Yeti logo. That drives me bonkers. I can't do that. So every single one is measured, it's pretty calculated. The first one's always the hardest, obviously. The second one, third one, fourth one, and so on is easier. But, yeah, I don't understand how people make this quick and make it easy and enjoying. But I like the acrylic. The acrylic looks better. It just, overall, it's nicer. Wood's not bad. I don't mind doing wood, but also it doesn't look. Maybe it's ADHD. Maybe it's I'm a child and I need to see colors and things pop and stuff like that. But I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Alright guys, if you watched this video, if you saw me do these cups, if you enjoyed it at all, if it had any good information, please go ahead and hit that like button, that subscribe button, which will be down that way. Everything's backwards on the camera. So hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If there's anything you want to see, comment down below. Let me know that I'm doing good. Let me know I'm doing bad. Maybe I'm giving out bad information. Also, don't forget to check out Charlie the Plumber's live stream on Tuesday nights. Me and Shelby from Small Town Laser Creations are on that every single week. That is our outlet podcast, whatever you want to call it. It is 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and yeah, so I will talk to you guys next time. I'm hoping tomorrow I'm going to live stream again, just me and Shelby messing around, trying to get our stuff done before the weekend, and yeah, so we will see you tomorrow. Bye guys.